The National Electrical Code, specifically the 2017 edition, addresses ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection in various electrical installations. You're right to notice a difference in requirements between receptacle type and hardwired hot tub installations. The code distinguishes between these two types of connections when it comes to GFCI protection. Receptacles rated 125 volts or less in outdoor locations generally require GFCI protection as outlined in Section 680.41 of the National Electrical Code. This requirement is in place to safeguard individuals from potential electrical shocks when using portable appliances or equipment that could come into contact with water. However, hardwired hot tubs are typically treated differently. Because they are considered permanently installed and not readily moved or plugged in, the mandatory GFCI protection that applies to receptacles doesn't automatically extend to them. While the National Electrical Code doesn't mandate GFCI protection for hardwired hot tubs in the same way it does for receptacles, it's crucial to understand that electrical safety is paramount, especially in and around water. The code acknowledges this and provides recommendations for enhancing safety in these situations. Even though it might not be strictly required, the National Electrical Code does suggest considering GFCI protection for hardwired hot tubs, particularly when they are situated in wet or damp environments. The rationale behind this recommendation is simple. GFCIs are highly effective at detecting ground faults, which occur when electricity strays from its intended path and flows through an unintended conductor, such as a person. When a ground fault is detected, a GFCI trips the circuit very quickly, interrupting the flow of electricity and minimizing the risk of a severe electrical shock. Installing a GFCI can provide an added layer of protection, reducing the potential for dangerous electrical incidents in and around the hot tub. So, while it might not be a mandatory requirement for hardwired hot tubs in all situations, it's definitely a safety measure worth considering. When determining whether or not to install GFCI protection for a hardwired hot tub, it is important to take into account several factors. Firstly, the location of the hot tub. If the hot tub is located in a wet or damp area, such as near a pool or in a bathroom, the risk of electrical shock is greater, and GFCI protection is highly recommended. Secondly, the age and condition of the electrical wiring. If the wiring is old or damaged, it is more likely to have ground faults, and GFCI protection is especially important. Thirdly, the presence of children or other vulnerable individuals. If there are children or other individuals who may be more susceptible to electrical shock, GFCI protection can provide an added layer of safety. Fourthly, local codes and regulations. Some local jurisdictions may have specific requirements for GFCI protection of hot tubs, regardless of whether they are hardwired or connected to receptacles. It is essential to check with local authorities to ensure compliance with all applicable codes. Given the complexities of electrical codes and the potential for variations based on local interpretations and specific installation circumstances, it's always best to consult with a qualified electrician. An electrician can assess the specific situation, taking into account the local codes, the hot tub's location, the existing electrical system, and any other relevant factors. They can then provide expert guidance on whether GFCI protection is necessary or advisable to ensure the safety of the hot tub installation. It's important to remember that electrical codes are updated periodically to reflect new safety standards and technological advancements. Therefore, relying on the most current edition of the National Electrical Code and seeking professional advice are crucial steps in ensuring a safe and compliant electrical installation. In summary, while the National Electrical Code may not explicitly mandate GFCI protection for all hardwired hot tubs, it's essential to prioritize safety. Considering GFCI protection, especially in wet or damp locations, and consulting with a qualified electrician are crucial steps in minimizing the risk of electrical shocks and ensuring a safe and enjoyable hot tub experience. The National Electrical Code serves as a comprehensive guide for electrical installations, providing detailed requirements for various wiring methods, equipment, and safety measures. It's developed and updated regularly by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, with input from experts in the electrical industry. The goal of the National Electrical Code is to safeguard people and property from electrical hazards. Within the National Electrical Code, specific sections address requirements for swimming pools, fountains, and similar installations, including hot tubs. These sections take into account the unique electrical safety challenges presented by these environments, where water and electricity can create hazardous conditions. One of the key safety measures emphasized in the National Electrical Code is grounding. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, allowing overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers or fuses, to trip and interrupt the circuit. Proper grounding helps to prevent electrical shocks and reduce the risk of fire. Another important safety measure is bonding. Bonding involves connecting all metal parts of an electrical system together to create an electrically continuous path. This helps to equalize the voltage potential between different metal parts, minimizing the risk of electrical shock if a fault occurs. In addition to grounding and bonding, the National Electrical Code also addresses other safety aspects such as the proper selection and installation of electrical equipment, the use of approved wiring methods, and the implementation of overcurrent protection. Adhering to the requirements outlined in the National Electrical Code is essential for ensuring a safe and compliant electrical installation for hot tubs and other similar equipment. It is also important to consider local codes and regulations, as they may have additional requirements or variations based on local conditions. Always consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the electrical installation meets all applicable codes and standards and provides the necessary level of safety. The role of a qualified electrician in ensuring electrical safety cannot be overstated. Electricians undergo extensive training and education to acquire the knowledge and skills necessary to install, maintain, and repair electrical systems safely and effectively. They are familiar with the National Electrical Code and local codes, and they can provide expert guidance on electrical safety matters. When it comes to hot tub installations, an electrician can assess the specific site conditions, evaluate the existing electrical system, and determine the appropriate wiring methods, equipment, and safety measures. They can also perform the necessary electrical work, ensuring that it is done correctly and in compliance with all applicable codes. Moreover, an electrician can conduct inspections and testing to verify the safety and functionality of the electrical installation. They can identify potential hazards and recommend corrective actions to mitigate risks. Regular electrical inspections and maintenance are essential for ensuring the continued safety of electrical systems. In addition to hot tub installations, electricians play a crucial role in various other electrical projects, such as wiring homes and businesses, installing lighting systems, and troubleshooting electrical problems. They are skilled in working with different types of electrical equipment, including wiring, circuit breakers, transformers, and generators. Electricians also stay up to date with the latest advancements in electrical technology and safety practices. They participate in continuing education courses and training programs to enhance their knowledge and skills. By hiring a qualified electrician, individuals can have peace of mind knowing that their electrical work is being done by a competent professional who is committed to safety and quality. Electricians are licensed and insured, providing added protection for their clients. In conclusion, when dealing with electrical installations, especially in potentially hazardous environments like hot tubs, it's always best to rely on the expertise of a qualified electrician. They can ensure that the electrical work is done safely, correctly, and in compliance with all applicable codes and standards, minimizing the risk of electrical shocks and other electrical hazards. Remember, electricity can be dangerous, and it's not worth taking risks when it comes to electrical safety. Always consult with a professional for any electrical work.